For the given graph of y equals f of x, we're going to find the y-intercept, the slope. We're going to come up with the equation of the line and then look at f of 15 when x is 15. But before we look at this graph, let's review our formulas. Slope is represented by m, and in order to find the slope, if we're given 2 points, and with this graph, we're going to identify 2 points, but we can take those and find the slope. Another way is to do rise over run. Now the first, if we want to find y-intercept, remember y-intercept is when we let x equal to 0. So I find x on the 0 on the x-axis, and it touches the y-axis at 15. So the y-intercept is going to be at 15. If you wanted the ordered pair, it would be 0, 15. Now let's look at the slope. We're going to use the y2 minus y1. So we're going to have to identify 2 points. We've already identified 0, 15, so we'll keep that. And we want to look at a point that touches the grid. So let's look at 9, 9 here. So by using the formula, you know what? I don't know why I put a 5 there, but we're going to correct that. So if I use y2, this would be x1, y1, x2, y2. So if you remember, we talked about looking at these, circling those, and we could come up with 9, if we're going up, 9 minus 5 over, do the same thing, and that's 15, and 9 minus 0. So that would be 9 minus 15 would be a negative 6 over 9, and that would reduce to a negative 2/3. I'm going to box that in, negative 2/3. So that's going to be my slope. M is equal to a negative 2/3. Now we're going to use the y equals to mx plus b. Y is equal to a negative 2/3 x, and remember b is my y-intercept. Again, that is where it touches the y-axis, and x is equal to 0, so that would be 15. Also, our line is going down, and that's true because our slope is negative. It's decreasing. A negative 2/3 is the slope, so that means the diagram should go down. At D, it says when x is, because this is f of x, so that says when x is 15, what is my value? So at 15, it would be 5. So this would be equal to 5. Let's check that using our formula. So f of x is equal to 5. Okay, so our formula said a net m y is equal to a negative 2/3 x plus 15. If I substitute in the value of x as 15, I'm going to put that in a different color. If I just substituted that for 15, notice I can cross 3 will go into 3 one time, 3 will go into 15 5 times. So we have a negative 10 plus 15. Y is going to be equal to 5. Let's look at another problem. If you remember, the previous problem was going down. It had a negative slope. This problem is going up. So we will assume, and we do know, that it will have a positive slope. So we're going to do the same thing here, where the y-intercept is where it touches the y-axis. So the y-intercept is going to be 10. Be the ordered pair 0, 10. The slope, which we had identified, I'm just going to write here because we don't have that formula visible. Let's choose 2 ordered pairs. We'll go ahead and use the 0, 10. Remember, I'm going to look for one that's on the grid. So let's look at 5, and that looks like that's about 13. So here we are, 5 and 13. You can just plug it in, but I like doing this, so if you want to just plug in the formula, that's fine. So that would be 13 minus 10 over 5 minus 0. We will have 3 over 5 as our slope. Equation y equals to mx plus b, where the slope is 3 over 5, x plus, remember the y-intercept is b, so that's when x is equal to 0, we have 10. Now it asks us to find f of 10. In other words, when x is equal to 10, where are we? So if x is 10, we should be around 16. Let's confirm that with our formula. In place of x, I'm going to put 10. So 5 will go into 5 one time, 5 will go into 10 2 times. 2 times 3 would be 6, plus 10 would be 16. So we match. Very good.